my main product and ancillary text, I have received feedback throughout from my target audience, which has helped me a lot. It has enabled me to see what features they thought were effective and appealed to them, as well as what I could improve on when creating the film trailer, magazine front cover and film poster. As well as this, I created a survey for my target audience, which permitted me to find out more about my target audience, their hobbies, what media platforms they use, what social network sites they use, how often they see a film, if they like the genre of action thriller films, what locations they thought were effective in an action thriller film, what media products entice them to see a film, what techniques appeal to them, as well as if they receive adrenaline when watching an action thriller film. By asking my target audience these range of questions, I got a better feel for what appeals to them, making sure I included all of these techniques into the main product and ancillary text, creating promotion and longer-term success for my film. I initially started by researching a range of different film front cover magazines, looking at the type of shots of models they used as well as the main image, the house style, the articles they included as well as the layout of the front cover. By looking at successful magazine front cover magazines, I had a clearer vision of all the conventions I needed to include in my own magazine front cover in order to gain a high grade. I then created 3 magazine drafts. Being able to compare all 3, I was able to combine all the ideas together to create one final draft, in which you can see here on the left hand side. The feedback I got from my target audience was that my magazine was very professional looking and uses clever design techniques which made it clear and stand out. Plus, the magazine looked like an established entertainment magazine. Also, the name of the magazine was appropriate. However, it was not clear whether the title of the magazine was a spelling error or whether it was another meaning. The magazine drafts were very appealing to them, making them interested in the magazine. I learned from my target audience feedback it is clear that they like the layout of my magazine front cover, as well as the house style, making my magazine front cover look like a well-established entertainment magazine, appealing to them. Other style lines I included were on-set hookups, when stars collide, all the latest new films, all in which appeal to my target audience as they are girls and all girls love to gossip. Therefore, these articles appeal to them, making the magazine front cover effective. However, the main article was about the new film Obsessed, featuring the protagonist Rookie as the main image, played by Ricardo Vieira. Ricardo is a male who has similar facial features to Daniel Craig, such as brown hair, facial hair and a distinctive jawline. Therefore, the model appealed to them. As I follow the conventions of the magazine entertainment, this could be the reason behind why my magazine front cover appealed to them so much. In addition to this, it was the first time I came into terms with the fact that the name Obsessed looked like a spelling error. The name Obsessed was the Latin word for hostage. We initially decided to go with the Latin word obsess, as our film institution is UADA Films, with UADA meaning haunted, therefore it had an underlying meaning. As our film was targeted at London-based females, we decided that they might not understand the word obsess, so decided to change it to obsess, which then linked to the narrative of the film. Overall, I have learned from my target audience feedback from my magazine that I must include one main image in order to create a focus for the readers, as well as a house style which works effectively combined with the image used, plus to portray the genre which my film is about, as well as to make sure the name of the film is now Obsessed on all products and ancillary text. Going on to look at my film poster. I started constructing my film poster again by researching film posters for an action thriller film such as The Bourne Ultimatum, Face Off, Fast and Furious 6, Gone Girl and The Dark Knight, all in which are successful films with high box office hits. I looked at the type of image they had used as well as the position of images and text and how they were all combined to work together effectively. I looked at what the poster denotes to the audience, as well as the connotation of each element included in the action thriller film posters, and why these elements appeal to the target audience. A film poster is one of the initial times in which the audience comes to terms with the film, therefore needs to be impressive and powerful, encouraging the target audience to go and see the film when it is finally released. I then created 3 drafts of the film poster. Being able to compare all 3, I was able to combine all the ideas together to create one final draft, in which you can see here. This enabled me to get feedback from my target audience. They said that I had enough information to let them know everything about the movie. All the text and information have been provided is positively satisfying. Also, depending on what colours and the type of font I use, it gave the audience knowledge about the film genre. Plus, again, about the word obsess. People didn't know what it meant until she googled it and knew it meant hostage. but the inclusion of the quote on the final poster definitely improved this. Also, the protagonist on the motorbike would have also made it clear that it was an action thriller film. Taking this feedback into consideration, it suggested that there were no other elements I need to include on my film poster, and it let the audience know the main information about the film, such as the release date, the name of the film, the main character who features in the film, as well as a memorable tagline in which they will particularly look out to hear when watching the film. They also liked the colours used in my final draft, as they thought it revealed the genre of the film a bit more, through the use of blue, black and red, as well as the quote/tagline of the film from the protagonist revealed that the film is an action thriller film. I then went through the process of creating my final film poster. Through the development of my drafts and research, I decided to include 3 images of scenes from the film, as it gave the audience an insight to the film, in which, when getting feedback from my class, they thought it was effective, as again it made the scenes memorable to them, as they were all included in my film trailer. Furthermore, I included the main image of Ricky, which took up the left-hand side of my film poster, which again, by getting feedback from my target audience, appealed to them and worked well, mainly due to the fact the 2 sets of images were faded with slight colour, and the scenes were in black and white effect, and therefore were effective. I included the conventions of a film poster, such as the film title, the main actor's name, a credit block, a film website and tagline from the film. When asking for overall feedback from some of my media class, it was clear they all found my film poster appealed to them, and the layout worked well, as they were able to identify all the information they needed immediately, as well as becoming familiar with the film, such as the characters included and scenes that occur. Going on to look at my film trailer, I started our film trailer by creating a storyboard for our trailer, including the type of shots, camera movements, edits, sounds, dialogue, timing and mise-en-scene. By creating a storyboard draft, I was able to get feedback from my target audience on the narrative of the film, as well as the type of shots we would include, as well as the range of sounds which would also be included. Here is the feedback from my target audience. They first said that it considered all the important functions of a film trailer, plus they were now of knowledge of what my film layout is going to be. They said they now knew all the type of bands the film will come under, the type of shots, the camera movement, the edit, the sound, the dialogue and the action occurring in each particular shot, which is excellent. It gave them an exceptional understanding of the film, which is exactly what they want. Plus, because I'd written all the information up, provided pictures on very detailed, in-depth insight into my film, it made it clearer to them to understand exactly what would be included in my film. Also, they thought that the jumping from upbeat to dull music would be frequent and could sound jarred. The trailer ended leaving them intrigued, though, as I think it would leave everyone else, and watching it would certainly spark enough interest to go and see the film. From this feedback for the storyboard draft of the film trailer, I learned that my target audience gained a clearer understanding of my film and the narrative appealed to them. After receiving this feedback, we then went on to go and take some initial shots for our trailer, such as the motorbike in action using a GoPro camera, as well as an establishing shot. We then got feedback from our media class, who are our primary target audience, who said the shots showed the fast-paced action and were of a high quality. And they suggested that we included more shots like this throughout our film trailer. From this, I learned that we included more shots like this, and we were able to speed them up on iMovie, which created thrill and suspense for the audience. We then went on to shoot more scenes, which included the characters in. After shooting these, we started to include them in our trailer by editing them. Once we had included them, we again got feedback from our primary target audience, and they started by saying that they liked the scenes of Ricky running, Chloe being taken, and how Sarah and Jessica were involved. However, they stated that the narrative wasn't clear enough in comparison to what they had previously read and established before by looking at the storyboard. As we are producing a film trailer, when filming scenes, we felt that we wouldn't have to film scenes in much detail due to the fact we were producing a film trailer, so it was just a short clip of scenes. Ultimately, this wasn't the case, and the narrative did have to be precise and clear to the audience in order for the audience to get a better feel for what the narrative actually was when watching the film. To solve this, we went on to reshoot scenes, as well as shoot more scenes of the antagonist character Michael, Sarah and Jessica, to make it clear to the audience who the antagonist characters are, and what they were aiming to do to the protagonist, Rickie's loved one, Chloe. In addition to this, we wanted these scenes to show the relationship links between the characters in order to create anxiety for the audience, making them intrigued to see the film. We recorded some long shots of Sarah and Jessica throwing the picture of Sarah and Chloe in a burning fire. Sarah and Jessica talking about how they were going to get rid of Chloe before the party occurs, with the main focus being on the antagonist characters. The audience gave us feedback to make the scenes clearer, with the antagonist characters planning the event when they are going to kidnap Chloe, a particular scene in the trailer as a main focus. This is because the scene is a vital part in the film, being the disruption of the equilibrium stage, which causes the recognition of the disruption stage and the attempt to repair the damage stage to occur. From this, we learned how to build up suspense and thrill throughout the film trailer. To entice the audience to our film trailer and watch our film trailer, we decided to include motorbike scenes which are fast-paced in order to create action, as well as to break the clip up, as it could potentially be seen as boring after a while. Nevertheless, with the motorbike scenes included in between, it creates an edge and thrill for the audience. When editing our film trailer, getting feedback from our media class, it was clear that the soundtrack and sound effects in the background didn't work in combination with the scenes. We had also included voiceovers which helped to tell the narrative. The sounds altogether didn't work. To solve this, we recorded another soundtrack on the piano and edited it on GarageBand to work effectively with our trailer. For example, in scenes where we had voiceovers, we would make the soundtrack quieter in order for the voiceovers to be heard. However, we had to make sure all sounds were at the same level. The finished sound improved our trailer as it helped to build up suspense and thrill for the audience.